but so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, race fans, welcome to Thursday Night Throwdown presented by Delta Cam here on Evolution Racing Network. This is the second race tonight of our doubleheader here from Kansas Speedway. Alongside Craig Burns, this is Michael Sheffield up in the ERN booth. Hopping right to it, Craig, great ARCA race here tonight. We saw pit strategy pay off. A little different fuel window here for these guys. 100 laps versus 70. What do you expect to see here being the difference tonight?
That feels such an exciting race we saw in the ARCA series of the fuel mileage race. I love it. It comes down to the last couple laps. We saw Justin Malarkey edge out his field tank just by a little hair. I'm expecting to see a little bit of the same. We'll see 2 wide, 3 wide. A lot of these guys running the high lane later on in the run, Sheffield, as these trucks are getting ready to go qualify here at Kansas.
Yeah, we've got just under a minute left to go to qualifying here. And as we mentioned earlier in the ARCA series race, got some drivers here that ran the ARCA series, so they're running double duty tonight. The 78 of TJ DeBlasi being one of them. John Peel in the 7, Clinton Sneed in number 49. The 88 of Torrey Thompson, Brian Skidmore in the 75. So quite a few drivers out here have already had, a good 70 laps on the track in the ARCA cars. Different beasts totally, though. Different vehicles. So do you expect any of these trucks to get a little tighter as the run goes on, or are we expecting to see the same thing from the ARCA cars, Craig?
Sheffield, I'm expecting these trucks to get just a tad bit tighter than the ARCA cars. The ARCA cars are loose. We're seeing one car lose it there coming out of turn number 2 or 3 and 4. But yeah, I'm expecting later on in the run these cars are going to tighten up a lot more than the ARCA cars. But it's pivotal for those guys like Clinton Sneed and John Peel and Kyle Zimmer, all those guys that got seat time in the ARCA series. I think the upper hands for them.
As now we're switching over to qualifying here, as we mentioned, from the ARCA series, I expect probably to see a couple drivers do the old throwaway on the first lap, running high. Run their best times, on the second lap here. Green tires are out in this track. It's going to get a little loose here. As we're waiting now to see who we can catch going out for qualifying. As to look about, I think 15 or 16 trucks in the field tonight.
Yeah, Sheffield, I'm showing, I think 21, maybe 20 right now. Right now, we're at Kansas Speedway as qualifying getting underway. It's a mile and a half, Sheffield, 100 laps tonight. It's going to be a lot on these drivers to really take care of their machines throughout the run, execute their pit stops, and maybe we'll see a gamble payoff like we did in the ARCA series with Justin Malarkey coming down on lap 8 out of a 70-lap race and run it all the way to the end.
Yeah, and some of these guys that ran that race or watched the broadcast, got a chance to see that run, and wondering if any of that's going to come over to here. As we mentioned, the fuel window is different here, but maybe somebody will pit a little bit, couple laps earlier, stretch it out. Looks like, about a 43 to 48 lap fuel run here for the trucks. They might be able to stretch it out to 50. We'll have to see what happens. As looking at the times, looks like right now Jeremy Little with a 31.163.
So ideally, Sheffield, you want to split the race in half. Usually, if this thing goes green the entire way, 100 laps, you want to pit on lap 50, make it a one-stop race. It's easy. It's easier said than done, really. When your truck is running out of gas, you gotta come when you gotta come. So I'm excited to see what these trucks can do. Right now, we have Dane Cruz up on the top of the board. And sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Let's see the trucks on the field right now. But don't worry, we're getting ready to go racing here in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have that all cleared up here in momentarily, hopefully here. Quick reset will take care of that. We'll give you the action as it runs right now. As I mentioned, Dan Cruz is top of the leaderboard right now, qualifying 31.007. John Peel with 31.063 running second. Third is Dustin Scruggs in the number 11 machine with a 31.087. So, the times here in qualifying are pretty close here. And as we mentioned here in the race tonight, we're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of movement in trucks, depending on tire wear, whether they're trying to save or not. So it's going to be an interesting race here as we got about less than 2 minutes left in qualifying here.
Yeah, and Sheffield, Kansas Speedway, it's such a fun track. These guys are going to be up against the wall down low. It's a really fast 1.5-mile track. But before we go green here tonight, we're going to step aside, take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back with live coverage here of the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Folds of honor above my garage 13 years ago. Because 90% of spouses and children of killed or disabled U.S. service members receive no federal education assistance. Our mission has never wavered. We honor their sacrifices by educating their legacy.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Thanks to you, I will be a construction engineer.
An elementary school teacher.
Thank you for helping me fulfill my dream of going to med school.
We're able to award these scholarships because patriots like you refuse to turn your back on the cost of freedom. Join the Folds of Honor Squadron today. Your $13 a month will help ensure we never turn military families away. This is your call to duty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thanks to people like you, I know my dad is not forgotten.
All right, race fans, welcome back here. I hope we got that issue cleared up now. We're going to go through your qualifying lineup here. Douglas Newbigging is going to be a pole sitter. He's going to get the pole award presented by Sneak Competition. SimRacerHub.com with a 30.959. Gabriel Ellison's going to be outside in second position on the number 27 machine. Starting third will be Clinton Sneed, the number 49. Starting fourth will be Dane Cruz in the number 46. Starting fifth will be Kyle Zimmer in the number 25. Starting sixth will be John Peel in the number 7. Starting seventh will be Dustin Scruggs in the number 11 machine. Starting eighth will be Brandon Zimmerman in the number 20. Starting ninth will be Mitch Ellison in the number 55. Starting 10th will be TJ DeBlasi in the number 78.
Rolling off 11th, the number 08 Toyota Tundra, Landon Condra. Starting off number 12 and the number 26, Jeremy Little. starting 13th. And number 2, Toyota Tundra, Forrest Bolin, starting 14th. And number 54, Toyota Matthew Granthouse, starting 15th. And number 29, Matthew Garone, starting 16th. And number 88, Tori Thompson, starting 17th. And number 34, Wayne Lowe, starting 18th. Number 94, Robert Colgan, starting 20th. And number 75, Brian Skidmore. And we're starting shotgun on your field. And the number 97 Chevy Silverado is Rodney Griffin. And that is your starting grid for the Kansas Speedway race here for the DeltaCam.com Thursday night throwdown, Sheffield. I'm super excited to get these trucks rolling off pit road. They're fired up down there, Sheffield.
Yeah, they're fired up, ready to go. These guys are ready to get this race underway. They spend all this time in practice all week long. 100 laps to go is a long, it's pretty good long race here. We saw a couple caution flags early in the ARCA race. Great green flag run. Green flag stops after that. So I'm excited to see what the trucks are going to be able to do here tonight. They're always a fun series to watch here on Thursday nights.
The Camping World Truck Series trucks are rolling off pit road right now as they're rolling up the RPMs. It's glad to have fans back in the stands here at Kansas Speedway here. Sheffield, we got Douglas, Bigging, and Gabriel Ellison. They're going to lead this field down to the green flag. What are we looking for the start of this race?
You're going to see, I think, a mixed bag of strategy here. Maybe a couple guys saving a little bit tires, maybe a couple guys charging up front early. With the fuel window, they're probably going to want to try to stretch it, at least a 50 laps. So you may see a little fuel saving early. That's just a ballpark estimate according to what we saw, 43 to 48 laps. They will have 3 extra sets in the pits here. So you might see a mixed bag of strategy as the pace car is off. And Douglas Newbing is going to be bringing them to the green flag here. Once that waves, we're underway, and we are now underway. Doug Newbing on the inside, 27 on the outside of Gabriel Ellison, getting a great push by the 46 Dane Cruz there. It's going to be a battle, pretty much top 10 side by side going into turn 1 and 2.
Side by side, 10 rows back here at Kansas as Douglas Newbinger brings it field out of turn number 2. He has the lead. Gabriel Ellison hot on his tail as they come in at turn number 3.
Clinton Sneed still working the inside, coming through 3 and 4 here. He's battling for that second position early. At the conclusion here, we're going to start lap number 2. Got a good 3 wide. Everybody's shuffling up, trying to get their positions now early in the run. As you see, a couple trucks 3, even 4 wide there coming through the straightaway.
Side by side for the second position right now as they're battling hardcore style down here. As one car slips up, and is that Gabriel Ellison? As they all fan out down the back straightaway, they keep the cars straight. We're still green here at Kansas.
Still green in Kansas. Looks like Clinton Sneed maybe got a little loose there. We slid up, caught the 27 machine into the outside wall. Great job by all drivers to avoid it. Keep this thing green flag. We'll have to take a look here. See if we see much damage on either the 49 or the 27 machine, as there are no fast repairs in these series. So these guys will try to get as much damage fixed as they can if there is a caution or under green flag conditions here. As we all know, damage here at Kansas is going to affect the aero here. But the 98 machine of Douglas Newbigging able to get a good jump here early in the run.
For the number 27, Gabriel Ellison, he got caught up in that little incident. His machine is all tore up. As right now we see it, he gets in the wall there. Good job for these guys in the DeltaCam.com Thursday night throwdown to, not get in the back of each other. They're still keeping it green here, Sheffield. We're on lap 4 out of 100.
Yeah, lap 4 out of 100, and we're seeing multiple battles here throughout the field. Everybody battling for position here early. Huge pack of trucks right around the 8th position here. You got 7 trucks here battling for position, being led by the 2 of Forrest Bullen here. You're seeing a mixed bag of bottom line, top line. 28, is it the 08 machine gets a little wiggle there going in the 1 and 2. Slides up a little bit. This battle is now going to go a little bit more single file, other than the 28 machine of Brandon Zimmerman and TJ DeBlasi battling right now for that 10th position.
Good looking ride out there for Forrest Bolin and the Deuce. The Sneed Competition Designs truck right now. But he's under heavy fire from Brandon Zimmerman here. As Brandon Zimmerman trying to use that middle of the high line, trying to get around them as they're trying to sort things out here. They're battling for 8th and 9th.
Yeah, good battle still going back on by here, about halfway through the pack here. 78 machine right now. TJ DeBlasi, we saw him in the ARCA series strong run early here. He's working that bottom line. And we expected to see the high line a little bit more dominant there in the ARCA race. There were some moves being able to be made on the bottom, and I wonder if that's going to be able to translate to this series here tonight.
Yeah, using the bottom is crucial early in the run, but as the tires wear, I imagine these cars are going to go to the top side. Right now, Douglas Newbingen out in front by about a 6/10 second lead over John Peel. We saw him a good run in the ARCA series. Sheffield, as they're coming to lap number 8.
Coming to lap number 8, as you mentioned, John Peel's second, Dane Cruz third, Cal Zimmer fourth, Clinton Sneed now back up to 5th. Those trucks tightening up here, as I'm sure a battle will ensue. Looks like the closest thing we've got up front in the top 5 for a battle is between the 25 machine right now, Cal Zimmer, and the 46 Dane Cruz. The 25 dives it inside. 46 machine working that middle line. 25 is going to have the advantage here coming down the straightaway. 46, great run on the top side here. See how this translates down in 1 and 2. The 25 machine looks like he's going to be able to clear him here for the 3rd position. So that'll move Cal Zimmer up to 3rd.
Cal Zimmer, the number 25. We've seen him have a lot of speed in the ARCA series earlier tonight. So watch out for that Hunt Brothers pizza machine of Cal Zimmer, as he has Dane Cruz right behind him with Clinton Sneed trailing. Watch out for Clinton Sneed, as he might have got a little dust up there with Gabriel Ellison earlier in the run. As right now they're still shuffling it out. They're lap 10 out of 100. There's a lot of racing left, Sheffield.
A lot of racing left, and the majority of the heavy racing and most trucks right now are right around the 10th position here. A lot of single file, some double wide here. Battles going on. When you see the 08 machine tried to work the inside there. The 20 lost some momentum. That's going to allow the 20 machine of Brandon Zimmerman to get by, and the 29 machine of Michael Garone working that outside now. So that's the unfortunate thing here, is if you don't get the bottom of the stick, you might lose a couple positions here in the early running.
Absolutely, and if you're on the bottom line, you're burning up your tires just a little bit more than the guys running up top right now, as we're seeing Brandon Zimmerman doing a good job in the number 20 truck. He's outside of the 29 of Michael Garoud. They're wheel to wheel right now out of turn number 4, as they're still side by side. There's a lot of battling back here for 10th position, Sheffield.
Yeah, it's a huge heavy battle going on in the middle of the pack. Still up front right now. Douglas Newbingen has opened up to about a 9/10 of a second lead here. Still being chased by John Peel running second, Cal Zimmer third. Fourth still Dane Cruz, and Clinton Sneed, even with the damage, is able to keep it up. He's up running in the top 5 right now as we're closing down on lap number 13 just started. I'm sorry, lap number 12 just started here at Kansas Speedway.
Battle is heating up for the 2 position right now, as Kyle Zimmer puts the number 25 Hunt Brothers pizza machine to second, but he's under fire by the 46 Dane Cruz. They're going to be wheel to wheel down the back straightaway right now, as the 49 Clinton Sneed wants to get his nose in the battle. We're racing here at Kansas.
Yeah, 46 machine, great run on turn number 1 and 2, carrying that momentum to the bottom side here. Working the bottom side of the number 25 machine. They're going to be neck and neck at the line here. Still battling really hard now for that second position. Scored in the 46 that time by. He's going to clear here as we go through 1 and 2. Clinton Sneed's looking his way to follow through. He's going to hold to the inside. Saw a little wiggle there of the 49 machine working the bottom. That's going to allow the 25 machine get a little extra momentum. He's going to be able to clear on the outside here. 49 machine of Clinton Sneed's not done yet. Still working that bottom side of the track here. Battling early for that second position.
Door to door coming out of turn number 4. Clinton Sneed and Kyle Zimmer. They're side by side battling for the 3rd spot. Still side by side. Clinton Sneed gets the job done as he moves himself into P3, a podium spot, but he has a mirror full of Kyle Zimmer.
Yeah, Kyle Zimmer working that little bit lower line there. able to maintain about the same gap, but you see that 7 truck now making a run. That's John Peel is able to work to the inside of the 25 of Kyle Zimmer here. He's going to be able to take the spot coming through 3 and 4. And, looking at this run, I wonder if Zimmer's maybe saving a little bit of tire, maybe trying to save a little bit of gas, make sure you get to halfway here in this 100-lap race.
That's a great point, Sheffield. You have to think about halfway. We talked about our fuel window, and it's about 45 to 48, as now these cars are single file. And Sheffield, it is crucial to make it a big wreck down the back straightaway. The 54 truck in the wall, Skittles, he keeps it clean. We're still green here in Kansas.
Yeah, Matthew Greathouse getting in the wall there, able to keep it clean here. Got some right front fender damage. That's going to cost him some aero time here, but great job again by all these guys to keep this race on the green flag. Everybody's able to recollect. If we're going to go back and take a look here, see what happens here. Looks like a little contact. No, hard to tell there. So we're watching this slowly play out here. Ooh, little contact there on the front straightaway. See what happens to him here coming through 1 and 2. That 54 machine. Oh, got a little loose. A little contact, put him right to the outside wall there. As we mentioned, great job of those guys to just keep everything able to maintain, regather the truck back up and get going again here. As we see him now scored in the 17th position. Still looking around that 10th place. Those guys are still running neck and neck. They're good battle going on. Like as we said, that mid pack is see Robert Colgan in the number 34. I'm sorry, the number 94 and 34 of Wayne Lowe battling right now for that 12th position. These guys have been neck and neck here the last couple laps. So these guys fighting to get everything they can early here in the run here tonight.
Things are really heating up for that 11th position, Sheffield. Right now we see the 94 Robert Colgan, who's in a little ground of the 34, but he might gain it back coming down to turn number 3, setting him up. Going to try to dive down low as the number 34, Wayne Lowe, still using the high line. I think the winner, Sheffield, here on out in this longer run is going to be the guy to the high side.
Yeah, I think the high side is going to pay in the long run with the tire wear. The guy right now, though, with the breathing room is a number 98 of Douglas Newbig, and he's got almost a 2-second lead now. Dane Cruz is able to open up a little bit of breathing room now between him and the number 7 of John Peel. We had that tight battle there for the second position. Everything's kind of worked itself out now with Dane Cruz capitalizing at second. John Peel back to third. Cal Zimmer in the 25 machine running fourth. Clinton Steed still running the top fifth, but he's under challenge right now by the 11 machine of Dustin Scruggs, who's going to work to the inside. And I'm wondering in that 49, I think that damage is going to make that truck a little loose here, but he's able to maintain a great line at the top, get a great runoff, hold off the charge by that number 11 machine. But they're both closing right back in on the number 25 of Kyle Zimmer. So you may have a three-way battle here shaping up for the fourth position, Craig.
Dustin Scruggs trying to find this position past Clinton Sneed right now for the fifth position. They're side by side, wheel to wheel, coming in turn number 1. And Sheffield, you mentioned it earlier, the right side of Clinton Sneed's machine is hindering him right now. He's looking for a caution to get his optional fix. Remember, in the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown, there is no quick fix, so these guys have what they brought. It's going to be a long night for Clinton Sneed.
Yeah, almost quarter way through this race here tonight already, and as we mentioned, Douglas Newbing now opened up a little bit over a 2-second gap here. Looking at the times, he's around 32:43. Dane Cruz a little bit faster. Second and third, both around a 32:36 and a 32:29 for Kyle Zimmer. So you may see the pendulum swing here in the next few laps and them start making up some ground on the leader, as it appears they may not have quite pushed the truck as hard, or as we've seen before, Douglas Newbingen could be just pushing the truck just hard enough to maintain that gap right now.
Yeah, it's so crucial to save your tires, Sheffield, on the long runs. We talk about it every week. Tires, especially here at Kansas. So right now, Newbingen out in front of Dan Cruz by a good margin where he can start saving if he wants to. It looks like that number 98's on rails.
Yeah, that number 98 is on rails right now. He's able to set a pace there, making good time around this track. Still battling, back behind the 6th position. Right now, I'm looking at TJ DeBlasi able to pass Clinton Sneed. So Sneed slowly falling back here in the field. I'm betting that aero damage is taking effect now. Is the next truck going to be able to get to him is going to be the 29 machine of Michael Garone. Here, we'll have to see how he's able to work the bottom side. Clinton Sneed still working the top here. See how good of a run he's going to be able to get here on the bottom side, as we're now 26 laps into this run. So he's going to fall in place right now behind Clinton Sneed. But you got a huge pack of trucks coming up. As we talked about, there's 6 to back about 12th or 13th right now. They're all running pretty tight here. Have been since the green flag. So these guys running together here, a little bit of battling back and forth here. But so far, great racing here tonight from Kansas Speedway.
Great racing indeed right now, as we did get a little shot of that right front of Clinton Sneed. Sheffield, walk us through how frustrating it is early on in a run to get that damage, and you know that your night, it's just going to be, it just gets harder and harder as the nights go on. As the laps tick, your truck just keeps falling away.
Your initial reaction, is, how much damage do I have? How bad is the truck? Then as you run on, you wonder how it's going to affect your tire wear. But here, especially a place like Kansas, you wonder about the aero damage. You're not going to have the straightaway speed that the other guys have. So slowly throughout the night, your truck's going to seem to fall off more and more and not come back. As we see a truck now, looks like maybe Mitch Ellison on pit road in the 55 machine. Here at 29 laps in, so we'll have to see how this strategy plays out for him tonight.
Sheffield, the number 55, Mitch Ellison, down on pit road. He's getting 4 fresh tires and a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel. It's going to be a 2-stop night for that number 55. He's undercutting it by a lot, I would say, but maybe he knows something that I don't right now. But out front right now, Douglas Newbingen and Dan Cruz, they're out there leading the field. Well, I guess I should say Douglas Newbingen is out with a 2-second lead. He's checked out of the zip code.
Yeah, it looks like Dan Cruz the last couple of laps has closed it in just a little bit. It's kind of been seesawing back and forth right around the 2-second mark here. 1 lap by, Dan Cruz will be faster. Next lap by, Newbingen will be a little bit faster. So these guys pretty much running the same time, a 32:51 to a 32:49. So pretty equivalent times around the speedway. Is now we are sitting on lap number 31. John Peel now running in third. Roughly about the same time as the leaders. They're all within a tenth of each other. Fourth, Dustin Scruggs along with that same time group. Fifth, Kyle Zimmer also in that time group. TJ DeBlasi with a 32.64 running in sixth. Seventh is Michael Garone, who's able to get by Clinton Sneed, who's now running in the 8th position. Ninth as they run is Wayne Lowen, number 34, as he's working his way up now, trying to battle Clinton Sneed. 10th, right at the top 10 is Robert Colgan and a number 94 machine, but he's going to have, looks like, some company in the form of Brandon Zimmerman, that 20 machine, closing up behind him. So these guys still battling for around the 5th through 10th position here, Craig.
Battle is starting to heat up right now. 7, 8, and 9 as we see the number 49 Clinton Sneed. He's under fire from Wayne Lowe. And then Michael Garoon in the number 29. He's got a handful of these trucks. As Clinton Sneed up in the wall one more time for the 49. It's been a tough night for that number 49 Toyota Tundra as he's fallen back.
Yeah, he gets up in the wall, keeps it up there, lets all the other guys go by. So once again, we're still on the green flag here. This guy's getting a little bit of wall contact, doing a good job keeping it up there. Not causing any other cautions on the speedway here. Is having a rough go here tonight in the truck series. As we mentioned, the difference between the cars and the trucks, are pretty big, especially over a long run, especially these speedways, mile-and-a-half speedways. We can run low for, wouldn't say a limited amount of time, but, you're going to start sliding up the track if you run low too long here. That high groove is going to be preferred line for the majority of the run, I believe, as you mentioned, Craig.
The number 97 of Rodney Griffin has made his Mountain Dew machine down pit road. He's getting 4 fresh tires and a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel. So we have another car trying to short pit at Sheffield as we're out here. We're on lap 36 out of 100. Sheffield, a lot of racing left. Let's see who can make it to lap 50 before they come down pit road.
Dane Cruz has closed the gap up there to about a 1.6 second gap. So I'm not sure if he's charging any harder or, if the tire wear is starting to come into effect here as we see multiple trucks now coming down for stops on pit road.
Pit road is a happening place right now. Brian Skidmore, Rodney Griffin, Forrest Boland's down, Landon Conrad's down, as the leader still Douglas Newbing, as these guys are getting service to their trucks here on lap 37 out of 100.
Yeah, I was looking at the times in comparison, 28 lap newer tires compared to the leader's time when Mitch Ellison came out. It was a difference of about 7/10, and is still maintaining about a 7/10 difference. So the difference in 28 laps is about 7/10 of a second as they run right now compared to the leader's time. So we'll have to see as these guys cycle who's going to try to decide to stay out and try to make it a one-stop race. As we saw earlier in the ARCA series, able to, we watched Justin Malarkey be able to save enough fuel here to make it to the end.
As the leader, number 98, Douglas Newbing, called out. He's coming down pit road. We have Wayne Lowe down pit road. As these guys right now, it's going to be a two-stop night for almost every truck in this field. Sheffield, as the leader of the number the number 98, Douglas Newbing, bringing it down pit road.
Yeah, John Peel's going to come down with the leader here in the number 7 machine. So we're starting to see Brandon Zimmerman also down on pit road. So 37 laps into the run here. These guys electing to get 4 fresh fuel goods and a can of Sunoco fuel here. So a 38 lap run. Looks like it may be a 2-stop night for these guys have decided they're not going to try it. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Dane Cruz is going to cycle to the leader of this race now. Lap 40 of 100 here with Dustin Scruggs now on the number 11 machine will be your second place running as they run right now. Cal Zimmer in the number 25. We saw him in the ARCA series earlier tonight. Great run from him tonight. He's going to be in 3rd position. Clinton Sneed's going to be up into the 4th position as things cycle around here. Wait to see how long these guys stay out. Looks like TJ DeBlasi is on pit road right now along with Robert Colgan. So these guys are electing to make their stop as well.
Right now, when pit stops cycle through it, the leader would be Douglas Newbing with Dane Cruz, Dustin Scruggs, Kyle Zimmer, Clinton Sneed, Jeremy Little, Gabriel Ellison, and Matthew Greathouse still having to come down pit road. Here, we're on lap 41 out of 100 Sheffield. A lot of racing left as we see the number 11 and the number 25 bring it down pit road. That's Dustin Scruggs and Kyle Zimmer. It's the number 11. Looked like he might have been speeding, so we'll keep an eye out on that as we're still here. A lot of racing left, Sheffield. You have to execute your pit stops as we're seeing these cars bring it down pit road.
Yeah, and this one thing you mentioned week after week is the battle on pit road, getting it to the pit box, not sliding through your box. Stopping in the right position will make the time difference. for your pit stop, and then once again getting off pit road. Any any mistakes will be multiplied there by your time on track. Sometimes you can make it up if it's only maybe a tenth or so, but sometimes it can cost you. As we'll have to see if there is a penalty there. But he's out of the pit box here, so he's back on track now. So maybe he was able to push it. You got to get every ounce of speed you can, save every bit of time there on pit road. It looks like we had some contact there behind him as he was coming out of pit road there. 29 machine looks like got into the wall there out of turn 1 and 2 there. Let's see, he's diving down now. He's going to make a pit stop, probably evaluate the damage and get his tires here.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Ally machine number 29 of Garone. He's bringing the machine down pit road. There's a big moment there in front of a bunch of guys. But right now, Dave Cruz, he's still out front with Clinton Sneed. They still have to pit. Right now, I'm getting radio confirmation that the number 49 of Clinton Sneed is coming down pit road this time.
Clinton Sneed pitting in. That's going to leave Dane Cruz, Jeremy Little, and Matthew Greathouse out yet to pit, as Clinton Sneed will come down to pit road here. Dane Cruz right now holding on to about a 28-second lead over Jeremy Little, who will cycle to be scored in the second position here. So Dane Cruz out just cruising around right now, trying to listen, and look, he's coming to pit road this time by. Looks like the 54 machine in front of him, but he's going to be able to get by here and get down to pit road.
All these guys were trying to make it to lap 50. I don't blame them, Sheffield. They just couldn't push it. It's interesting to see how much time they lost, or if it's going to help them out later in the run. Right now, as Douglas Newbinging will control the lead with John Peel in second, TJ DeBlasi in third, Dustin Shrugs in fourth, Kyle Zimmer in fifth, Mitch Ellison in sixth, seventh's going to be Wayne Lowe, Brandon Zimmerman's going to be in eighth, ninth is Robert Colgan, and round out your top 10 is Brian Skidmore.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 7-lap difference between when Newbigging pitted and when Dane Cruz pitted. So I'm curious to see if that's going to translate to the second stop, or maybe, get all you can out of those 7-lap pressure tires here on this run. And when these guys cycle back down the pit road, you're going to have to cycle with them. It's always a game of calculations. You got crew chiefs, you got spotters, and your driver, as we heard earlier in the ARCA race. It's kind of an up and down battle. You're trying to do the math, hoping you get it right, and see if your strategy pays off.
Sheffield, we got a battle brewing here, third, fourth, and fifth right now with Dustin Shrugs, TJ DeBlasi, Kyle Zimmer. They're all battling out right now for the third spot. They're trying to chase down Dustin Shrugs and the number 11s. They've been wheel to wheel, side by side for the last couple laps. Now we're seeing the number 25, Kyle Zimmer. He's working on the inside, TJ DeBlasi. They're going to be side by side coming out turn number 4. Kyle Zimmer is going to get the fourth position.
Kyle Zimmer with that position now, and we saw great battling with him and Clinton Sneed there in the ARCA series. So no surprise here. The 78's going to perform a crossover here. DeBlasi working back to the inside, says, I want my position back. 25 machine now with the run on the outside. He's going to be able to hold him off as they work their way down the backstretch. Coming to turn number 3 and 4, still side by side.
Still side by side, battling for the position number 4. And I'll tell you what, Dustin Shrugs loves seeing this because he has no pressure against these guys, as they're still wheel to wheel coming to the start finish line. Sheffield, we are crossing lap 49 out of 100. Next time by will be halfway here and the deltacam.com Thursday night throwdown. If you're out there in the chat, show us who you love, who you want to win, who you're rooting for right now, as we have Douglas Newbinging out front with John Peel in second, Dustin Shrugs in third.
Yeah, as things have kind of cycled back around from those green flag pit stops here, still a lot of battling going on around on the track. These drivers doing a great job here tonight. Close battling all night long, juggling of positions. As taking a look through here, the field here, you see Dustin Scruggs and TJ DeBlasi and Kyle Zimmer, still a good three-way battle here as things cycle around. Looking through the field, majority everybody is single wide except for a few battles here and there, Craig.
Yeah, it's heating up right now with Kyle Zimmer and TJ DeBlasi. They're still side by side duking it out. That Hunt Brothers Pizza Machine is really trying to get past the number 78 of TJ DeBlasi as they're still battling. Trying not to burn up too much tires, Sheffield, but these guys still have one more pit stop. As we see Brandon Zimmerman in the number 20. He's doing a good job out there, Sheffield. 52 out of 100.
Yeah, Douglas Newbigin is now working on about a 5-second lead. So he's got a comfortable gap there after the pit stop. So he did a great job getting it on and off pit road. Pit time of about 44:17, including entry and exit. So that's a good pit stop in comparison. So he was able to capitalize on that green flag pit stop, get back out, and get a little bit more gap over the rest of the field.
For all you Michael Garone fans, he has manually disconnected, so he's out of this race tonight. Tough break for him and all his guys that worked so hard during the week for this race. But right now, we're still alive here at Kansas, 53 laps down. Douglas Newbigin still out front. Sheffield, it's going to heat up here. Maybe we might see a caution. They might re-rack him. That's not what Douglas wants to see. But they're out there doing a good job. Caution-free so far, 53 out of 100.
Yeah, looking to the field right now, and Dane Cruz now with the 8-lap fresher tires has worked his way back up to the 6th position. He's working about 14 seconds roughly behind the leader here. But his times are almost 2/10 quicker a lap here. So I expect him to be closing in on that battle with Dustin Scruggs, Kyle Zimmer, and TJ DeBlasi. So in the next 10-15 lap, that may be a four-way battle here, battling for the 3rd position.
Big time balance going on right now, but right now Dustin Scruggs really trying to get away from Kyle Zimmer and TJ DeBlasi. Sheffield, as Douglas Newbigin still out to a commanding charge here at Kansas.
Yeah, good charge by him. Good lead so far about it tonight. He took the lead early and pretty much has kept it with other than the cycle of pit stops here. So he's got his groove right in this track. Curious to see, if the pit strategy or just somebody saving a little bit of tire here, kind of a little bit of shorter fuel run. So these guys are probably, after the pit stop, they're comparing their tire wear data. They're seeing how far they pushed the truck, how the truck was feeling, and just know for this second run here, whether they're going to push harder, maybe change up, maybe run a little bit lighter in the beginning, then push harder later at the end. It's all a game of numbers, and it really weighs into effect in these trucks, especially over a 100-lap run.
Yeah, and technically right now with lap 57 out of 100, we've seen a lot of cars come down pit road on lap 45, a handful of those trucks. So technically your fuel window opens up now, Sheffield, to the end of the race. But on the other hand, you have to worry about your tires. If I'm John Peel, if I'm Dustin Scruggs, if I'm Kyle Zimmer, I want to pit a couple laps before Douglas Newbigin to undercut him just a tad bit to gain more time on him. So we'll see what happens in the later run.
Yeah, and if I'm sitting at top 5, I'd really consider undercutting, about now, knowing if I can make it to the end. If I can make it to the end without any question, it would be a good strategy. It's worth a shot. Try it. We've seen it happen time and time again. You may not be able to come home with a victory, but you may be able to maintain the top 5 position out of, just that early pit stop undercutting everybody else. While we're talking about Douglas Newbigin, lead now is about 5.5 seconds here with that lap number 38, along with second place there, John Peel. Top 3rd position right now is Dustin Scruggs in that number 11 machine, but he's under a battle right now as Kyle Zimmer is looking to take away, and looks like he's going to take away that 3rd position now from Dustin Scruggs here. These guys have been battling pretty hard for that 3rd position. And Cal Zimmer is going to be able to take it away. It's going to move Dustin Scruggs to 4th. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be TJ DeBlasi, the number 78 machine. We're going to do a quick commercial break here. We're going to have a side-by-side up so you won't miss a second of the action. And we'll be right back with you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Kansas Speedway. Thursday night Throwdown Truck Series presented by Delta Cam. Been a great race so far. Douglas Newbegin is your leader as they run right now. About a 5.7 second gap over John Peel. Cal Zimmer, great run from him tonight, has worked his way up to 3rd. Dustin Scruggs is your 4th place runner. 5th is TJ DeBlasi. 6th is Dane Cruz, who pitted about 8 laps after everybody else, still making a charge up towards the front. Here, we're going to have to see how his strategy plays out. Robert Colgan in the number 94 machine, running 7th. 8th is Wayne Lowe. 9th is Brandon Zimmerman and the number 20. And right out of the top 10 as they run is Mitch Ellison in the number 55 machine.
Yeah, strong showing for all these cars here. We're still caution-free, lap 64 out of 100. Like you said, Douglas Newbegin has a large gap over John Peel. He does not want to see a caution fly tonight. Keep in mind, Sheffield, still one more pit stop for all these guys to execute. Come down pit road, maintain pit road speed, hit your box, and drive off. It's so crucial. It's so hard to do. You practice it for hours, and when the lights come on, when it's time to shine, you can't mess up.
And I see Michael Garone's in the chat now. He got out of the race a little bit earlier. Great respect among these guys. He said he got loose. He didn't want to get into Mitch and cause any damage to Mitch. So a lot of respect amongst these guys running. As you see these guys, they slide into the wall, they maintain it up there, try to keep the caution from coming out or collecting other drivers. And one mistake, we've all been in that situation. If you've been in iRacing, wrong place, wrong time. These guys do an excellent job week in and week out of if there is, try to minimize the damage. And there's a ton of respect amongst these guys.
Yeah, Sheffield, in the iRacing community, a sorry, apologize can go a long way for a driver. I know it can get heated out there at times, so hats off to Michael Guru. We'll be rooting for you next week at Watkins Glen, but right now at Kansas, they're still ticking laps away. Douglas Newbegin still out front. He's controlling this pace right now, Sheffield. It's going to be hard to stop him.
Yeah, the man on the move right now is that 46 machine of Dane Cruz, as he's going to get by Kyle Zimmer here going into 1 and 2. So he's worked his way back up to the 3rd position. He is about 6 seconds behind the leader now. So he's made up a lot of time here since that pit stop, putting these 8-lap fresher tires to use here. As you mentioned, leader pitted on lap number 38. So I'm curious to see as to when these guys are going to make their final stop, as they should be within the window right now. Too early, you're going to burn them up, but wait too late, somebody else is going to have the advantage here. But right now, Douglas Newbegin still down to about a 4.2 second lead here. So John Peel is able to make up some ground as they run right now.
Dustin Scruggs brought the number 11 down pit road to get service. So a little bit of an undercut from a top 5 driver. That's what we were talking about earlier, with about 30 laps to go. So I'm excited to see where he's going to finish, as these guys are still ticking away.
Yeah, so roughly 32 laps left. here tonight at Kansas, and you know, as you mentioned, you're going to start seeing these guys slowly cycle down the pit road. A little bit of undercut there on the number 11 machine. We'll have to see how that works out. You know, as far as how much time he's going to make up here. So he's going to have the freshest tires when he gets back on the track, and depending on when everybody else pits is going to affect how well of his undercut's going to be.
Yeah, the undercut is crucial right now as we're seeing the 46 get a little loose coming out of turn number 2. There's Dane Cruz. He's really trying to burn him up, trying to chase down John Peel for the second position.
Yeah, he's running really as hard as he can right now. It looks like Douglas Newbegin, the leader, is going to be on pit road now. So that's going to kill that number undercut by the number 11. He's the only one I see right now up. John Peel's going to follow him. And Dane Cruz now, who pitted 8 laps later on the last run, made up some good time. Now he's going to come down pit road and cycle with the rest of these guys. So this may give him a equal opportunity here, depending on the pit stop. As we saw Newbegin be able to get a great stop earlier, see how things play out this time.
I feel that's a classic case of a monkey see, monkey do. Good job by all those guys getting it down pit road. Now we're going to see who's going to be the leader as Douglas Newbegin going to bring it off pit road as pit road's going to be starting to be a happening place here.
Yeah, Kyle Zimmer is going to cycle to the leader right now, the number 25 machine. He's going to stay out. TJ DeBlasi last pitted on lap number 40. Robert Colgan running the third, pitted on lap number 39. Fifth, Wayne Lowe pitted on lap 37. Clint Sneed, lap 44, Forrest Boone, lap 35, and Landon Condra, lap 35. So these guys stand out a little bit longer. We'll have to see how long before they come in. Stay out too long, you could be in trouble. Yeah, you just got to watch how quick that leader's gain on you, and just an idea of how long it's going to take you to get down pit road.
It's not a bad idea to stay out and hope for a caution, but these guys are doing such a good job. They're 73 laps caution-free. As we see Forrest Bolin coming down pit road. He's about to get 4 fresh tires and a full tank of Sunoco Racing fuel. Landon Carone's down pit road. A lot of guys coming down pit road to making their final stop.
Yeah, and as you're saying, a lot of these guys are cycling down the pit road now. So 3/4 of the field, maybe a little bit more, have already made their are making their pit stops as we speak. Steadily cycling in and out through pit road here. We're trying to bring you the coverage of what's going on pit road and what's going on the track right now. Cal Zimmer is still your leader as they run. The first car or first truck that pitted would be Douglas Newbegin, who's now going to be scored in the 5th position. He's showing about 16 seconds behind the leader, but he's going to be a lap down as they run right now, and he's making the charge right now. He's going to be able to get his lap back on the green. So when things cycle back around, it should cycle back to him being the leader once all pit stops are completed.
Yeah, Douglas Newbegin will be your leader after pit stops cycle through, bearing a caution. So let's hope there's no caution here if you're a number 98 fan. But they're running right now a caution-free race. Hats off to these drivers as Kyle Zimmer's still running out there. He's the one that's wanting a caution right now, Sheffield.
Yeah, he's won the caution right now. It would trap a couple trucks a lap down, allow him to be able to pit. All these guys that have just pitted, it's the last thing they want to see right now. It looks like Zimmer is going to be heading down the pit road as we speak. So leader is cycled back down to pit road. That's going to hand the lead off right now to Clinton Sneed in the number 49 machine. So he should be able to score a lap lead here tonight, which is always great for bonus points, especially for the championship battle, you know, towards later in the season.
Every point is crucial right now as that number 49 Toyota Tundra out front here at Kansas. Still needing a pit stop there. But right now, as it shows, he is the leader. Douglas Newbegin is still in second. Kyle Zimmer still on pit road. He's going to probably fall back to about 7th or 8th as we're in about 24 laps to go.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed now about a 10-second lead now. Quickly closing, though, with Douglas Newbegin on those new refresher tires. 31.06 to a 31.281 last time by. So, 1.8 seconds faster a lap as they run right now. So I'm curious to see when Snead's going to bring it down pit road here. It's had a little damage on the machine, but been able to run pretty well here considering how much aero damage he's got on that truck. Was able to take the lead and get a couple laps scored with the leader as he's coming down pit road. That will cycle Douglas Newbigging back to the point here, and he'll be a leader again tonight. He's had the lead pretty much since the green flag dropped here, with the exception of pit road stops.
The number 98, Douglas Newbigging, is out front again. Terrific race by all those guys so far. There's still 22 laps. Anything can happen. We know that. But John Peel, he's about 7 seconds back. And then we have Dane Cruz in third. Dustin Shrugs in the number 11. He's in fourth. Kyle Zimmer's in fifth. TJ DeBlasi's sitting in sixth. Seventh is Robert Colligan. Eighth, Wayne Lowe. Ninth, Jeremy Little. Run out your top 10's Brandon Zimmerman.
Looking at your leader now, Douglas Newbigging, been able to set the pace here tonight. Kind of like take a ride on board here and take a ride, a lap around here. See what it looks like on the inside of his machine as he's working his way through around Kansas Speedway here. Working that bottom line, looks like through 3 and 4. Be able to maintain a good run. Comes down the apron here, across the start-finish line. See how he runs turn 1 and 2. Still working the bottom here. It's kind of fresh tires. We expect that to migrate up. Able to slide up towards the wall, keep that momentum. Run down the back stretch. Carrying a lot of speed here, Craig.
Carrying a lot of speed coming into turn number 3. Look how still his wheel is. It's so crucial to not scrub off speed. He's coming through 3 and 4. He's going to get right up next to that wall. Dive it all the way down the apron, the shortest way around the track. Doing a good job. He's getting by Gabriel Ellison there, that's number 27. Tough break early on right there. But that's a lap around Kansas Speedway, Sheffield. It's a very fast 1.5 miles. I love it here.
Yeah, you bring up a very valid point. Very, very little wheel movement there as you paid attention to, which you alluded to. The more you turn that wheel, the more you're going to scrub off speed. But he's able to work through those corners really, really well with very little movement there of the wheel. So doing a great job of driving that machine with the gas and the wheel here tonight is, with these trucks, that gas input really takes into a play, especially over a long run. You start scrubbing those rear tires off, start getting loose, and unfortunately these trucks, the first time you get it loose and sideways, those tires are gone from that point on.
A battle is starting to brew for the P2 spot with John Peel and Dane Cruz. They're still trying to figure it out here, but the number 46, Dane Cruz, he was closing the gap pretty good on John Peel. We'll see what happens. Is right now the number 7 way up high on the track because they're side by side coming through the tri-oval. And the number 2 spot goes to Dane Cruz and the number 46 Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, we've seen Dane Cruz still on that charge there. Made that earlier pit stop 8 laps later than everybody else, able to charge back up through the field. He cycled his way back up to the 2nd position, able to get by John Peel. He's had a great run here tonight. So we'll have to see. Now we're sitting about 17 laps to go here. A gap of about 7.6 seconds between the leader and Dane Cruz. So looking at the times, Dane Cruz 0.2 quicker that time by. So we'll have to see how this plays out as far as if he's able to maintain that gap or make it a bigger gap, with the times. He's going to need a little bit more, I think, than 0.2 to close it in, Craig.
Sheffield, as lap traffic is starting to play a factor, Douglas Newbigging just went through a handful of cars there that Dane Cruz is going to have to deal with. I think if you're Dane Cruz, John Peel, Dustin Trucks, the whole field, to catch Douglas Newbigging right now, you're going to want a caution. You're going to need the water valve thrown, maybe a little rain cloud coming out turn number 4. Anything can happen, but the laps are ticking down here. We're 15 to go. Douglas Newbigging, really, that number 98 is on rails right now here at Kansas. I'm excited to see what happens here in the closing laps.
Yeah, this race is winding down pretty quickly here. These guys doing a great job here tonight. I want to take a few minutes here, give a special shout out to the league sponsors here. They're the ones who put this together every week. It allows you to bring it out to our viewers on YouTube and Facebook. I want to thank the title sponsor here, Delta Cam. They've been manufacturing and repairing camshafts since 1977. Then, as everyone knows, one of my favorite second generation veteran-owned business. They specialize in camshafts for engine rebuilders. They do retail sales. They do have repair facility, work for repair facilities, for stores. Pretty much, if you're in the market for a camshaft, definitely give them take a look at them. You can find them on Facebook at Delta Cam or their website deltacam.com. Also, one of the sponsors of this league is Sim Racer Hub. Kind of a new name, formerly known as Dan Lisa. Any league admins out there, a lot of iRacers will know that name. The scoring system Dan Lisa is now simracerhub.com. They've already done some upgrades to the site. Looks great. I'm excited to see how things go. Still, functionality is still excellent. Easy way for admins to keep score, and even racers go in there and can check their standings, where they're at, week to week, and great resource for the iRacing community. And also the other sponsor they've got is Sneak Competition Designs. It's basically your one-stop shop for web design, data analysis, and customized computer programs. They do the data analysis, from everything, and to include, helping you maybe with setup changes to improve your speed. So another one-stop shop here. You can check them out at www.sneakcompetitiondesign.com. I want to thank all those sponsors for being on board with this league, able to bring them to us every week here on Evolution Racing Network.
Yeah, they're such a big part in the iRacing community. We can't do it without you guys, so we love all the sponsorships on board. And if you are a league admin, a league owner, you want to be a part of a league, you have to check out Dan Lisa, which is now simracinghub.com. You can't run a league without it. It really helps you out there. But laps right now are ticking down. 9 laps to go. Douglas Newbinging still out front of Dane Cruz. He's chopping it down just a little. He's about 6 seconds back. Sheffield, time's running out.
Yeah, Dane Cruz's last time was about a tenth faster than the leader here. So we'll have to see how much pressure he's going to be able to put on. As you mentioned, Douglas Newbinging is your leader here. Dane Cruz in the number 46 machine running second. Third is John Peel right now. Also is starting to, his times are 32.33 to a 32.35, so he's equal with the leader. Kyle Zimmer in the number 25 machine. 2 great runs from him tonight in the ARCA and the Truck Series. He's now scored in the 4th position. Dustin Scruggs here on the number 11 machine. Great looking truck here. He's running at the top 5 as they run, as we're now inside 8 to go right now.
7 laps to go here at Kansas for the DeltaCam.com Thursday night Throwdown. Your leader's Douglas Newbinging. What a performance this guy's thrown together. He just needs 7 perfect laps. I'll tell you what, Sheffield, Dane Cruz is coming. He's chopped it down to 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm looking through the field right now. See if we got any battles heating up positions. I'm seeing a lot of single wide. You see some lap traffic here that is the leader, and the top 5 guys are working through here. I haven't seen any Douglas Newbinging able to set up the lap traffic pretty well and work his way through, not cost him any time too much. Now the gap is about 5.7 seconds back, 32.24 from Dane Cruz to a 32.40. I just think he's going to run out of laps here, Craig, as now we are down to 5 to go.
5 laps in the dream for Dane Cruz to get a caution. That's what he needs here at Kansas. But Douglas Newbinging, he's doing a heck of a job, still leading here, the number 98. setting sail, coming down the back straightaway. 5 laps to go here at Kansas. The fans are on their feet, cheering him on as he comes into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, you know, he's looking at the front window, not worried about his rearview mirror, just trying to make sure he hits his marks. Push the truck as much as you need to. Don't overcook it right now. Just count these laps down as they run by. You get that white flag, set it on cruise control, and bring her home.
It's so much adrenaline is going through your body, Sheffield, when you're leading a race with 4 laps to go and your relative is starting to get closer. Sometimes I wish I could just put a little sticky note over it, like a check engine light. Just don't look at the relative. Just don't look at the laps. Tick it down. Watch the flagman wave that checker flag. But right now, 3 laps to go to perfection for Douglas Newbinging.
Yeah, Douglas Newbinging set sail from the green flag here tonight. Excellent job on pit road. Also, excellent job, Dane Cruz, you know, as I mentioned earlier. Pitted 8 laps later than everybody else, trying to make that halfway point. We'll get a chance to talk to him. We'll find out for sure. But great run from him tonight. Been able to push it here late, close the gap a little bit. Just going to come up a little bit short, I believe, here tonight. He's running his second. Third right now is John Peel on number 7 machine.
Great run for John Peel in the number 7. He's going to have a lot of momentum going into next week at Watkins Glen. 4th, Kyle Zimmer. He's doing a heck of a job, too, out there in the number 25. He showed a lot of speed in the ARCA series and the truck series. But right now, your leader, Douglas Newbinging, 2, coming in at turn number 3, using that high lane. Just stay off the wall for 2 laps, Sheffield, and get this job done.
Yeah, he's going to be coming by here. 1 lap to go. White flag is going to be in the air for Douglas Newbinging. One more time around Kansas Speedway here to close this race out tonight. 100 laps in the books here. Just got, like you said, bring it around one more time as he works his way to the bottom side of 1 and 2. Don't believe the lap truck of the number 20 is going to take into effect here as he brings it into 3 and 4. Run the high side. Just stay away from that wall. Going to cruise right through 3 and 4. Come right down the front straightaway. Douglas Newbinging is going to be your winner here tonight, and from Kansas Speedway.
Hats off to the number 98 crew of Douglas Newbinging in this Chevy Silverado. Coming home second, Dane Cruz. Good run for him. Coming home third, John Peel. 4th, Kyle Zimmer. Running out your top 10, Dustin Shrugs. TJ DeBlasi finishing 6th, the number 78. But your winner, the man of the hour, Douglas Newbinging, and this number 98 winner, Kansas Speedway.
A great doubleheader here tonight on the Thursday night Throwdown presented by Delta Cam. Just 2 great races here, ARCA Series, Truck Series. You get the best of both worlds. 2 great races, 2 different complete principles. ARCA Series race was one on pitch strategy, and I guess in this form or another, this one was as well, as Douglas Newbinging was able to get it down pit road, get off, take that gap, expand it just a little bit. Able to drive it home in victory lane here tonight.
As Douglas Newbinging is starting to burn it down here at Kansas, we're going to step aside before we talk to our top 3 finishers. We're going to have a little commercial break. We'll be back here live shortly.
I started Folds of Honor above my garage 13 years ago because 90% of spouses and children of killed or disabled U.S. service members receive no federal education assistance. Our mission has never wavered. We honor their sacrifices by educating their legacy.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Thanks to you, I will be a construction engineer.
An elementary school teacher.
Thank you for helping me fulfill my dream of going to med school.
We're able to award these scholarships because patriots like you refuse to turn your back on the cost of freedom. Join the Folds of Honor Squadron today. Your $13 a month will help ensure we never turn military families away. This is your call to duty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thanks to people like you, I know my dad is not forgotten.
To build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Evolution Racing Network's coverage at Kansas Speedway of the Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series presented by Delta Cam. Two great races here tonight. Just had the conclusion here of the Truck Series race. Douglas Newbigging comes home your winner. We're going to get a chance here. We're going to go down and get a chance to talk to our top three here. First, we're going to get a chance to talk to our third place finisher here, John Peel. Hey, John, this is Mike and Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, great race here tonight. Looked like some fun racing out there for position. How was your truck here tonight? And, how were the tires and how much did pit strategy come into play here tonight?
Yeah, coming into it, I knew it would be tight to try to do one stop. I didn't think it was possible. Best I could do was 45 laps, so I was hoping everyone would come in around lap 33, and when they didn't, I was a little nervous, but it all worked out. Ended up everybody pretty much did two stops, and after my ARCA race earlier, I had a few mistakes and lost some positions, and I'm just really happy with what I was able to do in the truck. After running all last year, this is my first podium with TNT. So,
well, congratulations there. I mean, a great run here tonight. Third place at Kansas it's a tough track. As you know, you've run enough here tonight between the ARCA and the Truck Series. Keeping it off that wall is hugely evident, and the pit strategy. We were wondering if anybody would try to push it halfway. We knew it was going to be almost impossible. But congratulations on your first podium here. Next week, a little different change of pace here. Watkins Glen, how do you feel about that track? And how much practice is it going to take to get there next week?
well, I'm not the best road racer, but over the last 6 months, I've been really putting a lot of effort into learning it. And Watkins Glen, I say, was the first track I worked on and went to the Rovals, etc. But I feel pretty good about it. I'm not gonna probably be a ringer or come out there and win it, but I'm expecting a top 5, top 10 pretty good, and as long as I can keep it clean.
Well, that's the important thing throughout the series is, over the years is, just maintain that consistency. Can't win every week, but you capitalize on what you can do. As I mentioned, great top three here tonight. Your first podium finish in the Thursday Night Throwdown Series. Right now, as pointed over you, we get to give you a chance to have the microphone here. Give any shout outs, thank yous to friends, family, sponsors, anybody you want to. The microphone's all yours, John.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Doug on the great race, and Dane drove a heck of a race as well. Dane and I kind of know each other through getting paints through D-Nice Designs, and I just want to shout out Natalie's Orchard Island Juice Company. I got them on the car, and Triple L Motorsports, and obviously all you guys in the booth, and everyone running the league, Sneed, and everything they do. This is just an awesome league. Almost all green flag racing, and a lot of fun with everyone here.
Well, congratulations once again. I hope we get a chance to talk to you again as the season progresses. Maybe next week at Watkins Glen. But until then, I hope you have a great week, and look forward to seeing you next Thursday night.
Yeah, I hope I can talk to you again sometime soon, and thanks again for everything. Have a good night.
You too. Well, you heard it here first. He said his first podium finish here on Thursday Night Throwdown, and once you break that ice, Craig, great racer here tonight. We saw him in the ARCA Series running really hard. Saw him in the Truck Series. Good finish here. He looks like he's getting prepared for the season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what John Peel can do for the next couple races here. As the momentum, the snowman effect, or the snowball effect will pursue. It gets bigger. The momentum gets rolling. He said he's been about 6 months ago putting in a lot of practice. That's what you have to do in the sim racing. You can't just hop in the seat and go race. So I'm excited to see what he can do next week. But next we had the second place finisher, Dan Cruz, in the number 46. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Dane Cruz, this is Craig Burns and Michael Sheffield up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, Dane, heck of a run out there. I know you're hoping for maybe a caution there later in the run, but you showed a lot of speed out there. Walk me through the night. How did the truck feel? Corner entry, corner exit, your strong suits, your weaknesses?
The truck felt pretty good, honestly, throughout the whole run. Just eventually, if you pushed it too hard, it would just start speed kind of sliding loose off the corners, but it's pretty controllable. And my biggest weakness of tonight was just not being able to move up. Every time I would try, I'd lose like 3/10 to the driver ahead. So I just stopped doing that.
Yeah, Dan, we've seen a lot of speed out of you. But next week we're gonna switch it up a little. We're gonna be turning right, turning left at Watkins Glen. Are you looking forward to the road course, or are you a little nervous?
You'll see me running in the back there probably, but in my time on this sim, just Watkins Glen has pretty much just been safe tires for me. If you don't have the pace, you kind of just sit there, relax, don't burn up the tires, and you can pretty much just pass anyone you want. So that's what I learned. But that's going to be my strategy because I don't have pace there.
Right on. We'll be rooting for you up in the booth, Dane. But before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank, anyone you'd like to shout outs, I love yous.
Yeah, Precision Plus, race setups, Surfshark, Glitch Energy. You can use code PPM for 10% off your order. And just everyone who sponsors this series. So Delta Camshaft and all them people.
All right, Dane. Well, we're gonna let you go. Go get some practice at the road course. Maybe we're gonna see you back up here in the booth next week. We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Oh, you heard him. He just, came in here, got a good run out of the truck tonight. Said, hey, you push it just a little bit too much, and you pay for it. But great run. I mean, to be able to do what he did from the first pit stop, pit cycle in, pit with the the second pit stop with the leaders there, just continually close the gap all night long. So I expect some more strong runs out of him.
Yeah, he showed a lot of pace, a lot of speed. Just couldn't catch the man of the hour, Douglas Newbinging, as we're gonna bring him in trackside, see if we can catch a word with the winner here tonight at Kansas.
Hey, Doug, this is Michael and Craig up in the ERN booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Bruce.
Well, congratulations on your win here tonight. You took the lead early, held the lead pretty much throughout the night, other than the pit cycles. How was the truck here tonight, and what do you think the key element here to bringing home the victory lane was tonight?
Yeah, truck felt really good. I mean, this is one of my favorite tracks on the simulator by far. So, I mean, I know every single bump on this track basically now, and it just really suits my style. So the truck felt great. Feels like a dirt car later on the run, which I just love with these things. And yeah, strategy was definitely a thing. During the practice when we were having it, I decided to go out for a full fuel run. Got about 46 laps I got on the full tank, so I knew I couldn't make it all the way, so I decided what's the best option, just divide it into 33 laps each, split it off even, and that seemed to be the key as I kept gaining and gaining time on them on pit road.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming in, and I was looking at the fuel window, around 45 laps. We were kind of curious if anybody was going to try it. I knew 5 laps was going to be a little bit much of a stretch here, but you definitely came in, you had the right strategy. You got down pit road really good, got off pit road really good. You executed pretty much in every aspect tonight. It looked like you gained a little time. You come in a couple seconds, gain a second or so coming off of pit road when everything cycled. So great job for you tonight. Winning strategy, good win. And, next week, a little change of pace here. Going to Watkins Glen, the road course. How do you feel about going into there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally decent on road courses, especially with these cars. I mean, I'm definitely not the best, especially at Watkins Glen, but I'll see if I coming around for next week. I'll see. Definitely is a great league. I definitely great driver in this league. Lots of friendly people. Everyone racing clean, and all the lap cars too, racing good. So I really like it.
Well, it was fun watching you run here tonight. Watch you set the pace here. great execution, as I mentioned earlier tonight. This is a great league. I enjoy broadcasting every week. But right now is the time we give the microphone to you, let you give any shout outs, love yous, any sponsors, any friends or family you got out there watching. Microphone's all yours.
Yeah, no, they're not really a sponsor anymore, but they're on the car. I gotta thank Track Racer and the Extreme Wildlife Remover for being on the car. And also, obviously, gonna thank my mom and dad for letting me able to buy a computer. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, man, it was just great tonight. Can't wait to do more.
Well, it's the friends and family are always great to have on board with you, watching you week in and week out, supporting you in this endeavor here. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you next week, and if not, I have a feeling we're going to be talking to you again shortly before the season's over here. So once again, congratulations on the win tonight. We're going to let you go celebrate, but look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, first, thank you.
Well, there you hear it first, Greg. He had strategy coming in. 33 laps. He had made up his mind.
Yeah, and he executed it to perfection. What a dominant performance by Douglas Newbinging, bringing home the victory as we're going to roll off the grid here for the final time here tonight at Kansas Speedway for the DeltaCam.com Thursday night throwdown. Your winner, Douglas Newbinging, in first. Second, Dane Cruz. Coming home third in the number 7 was John Peel. Fourth, Kyle Zimmer. Fifth, Dustin Scruggs in the number 11. Sixth, the number 78, TJ DeBlasi. Seventh is Wayne Lowe in the number 34. Coming home eighth in the number 94 is Robert Colgan. Coming home ninth, the number 20 is Brandon Zimmerman. And to round out your top 10, the number 2, Forrest Bolin.
Coming home 11th is Clinton Sneed in the number 49 machine. Coming home 12th is Mitch Ellison in the number 55. Coming home 13th is Brian Skidmore in the number 75. Coming home 14th is Landon Condra in the 08 machine. 15th is Gabriel Ellison in number 27. 16th is Jeremy Little in 26. 17th is Matthew Greathouse in the number 54. Coming home 18th is the number 97 machine of Rodney Griffin. Coming home 19th will be the number 88 of Torrey Thompson. Coming home 20th will be right out of the field. Coming home 20th will be Michael Garone and the number 29 machine. Great race here tonight. Got to see two great races, ARCA Series and Truck Series. Something I definitely look forward to every week, Craig. I know you do as well.
Yeah, Sheffield, it's a blast to watch these guys go in the ARCA cars and then hop out of the ARCA seats and go on the trucks. Phenomenal race, and hats off to the Truck Series. No caution for your race. Shout out to all the producers. We have Ryan Azell, Steve Kerpel, Michael Sheffield, and Trevor Massetti. A lot of these guys at ERN put a lot of work together. So hats off to everyone out there. Hope to see you next week at Watkins Glen. We're going to be turning right Sheffield next week. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as we do every week here. Great racing on Thursday night, Throwdown by Delta Cam. It's great series, great drivers, great personalities with a huge amount of respect for each other. Always fun to watch and fun to broadcast. And want to thank everybody out there viewing. I hope you like what you see. If you do, check us out on Facebook and on YouTube. Give us the like and the follow, and you'll be notified every time we go live. For Craig Burns, this is Michael Sheffield up in the ERN booth. Hoping you have a great night, great weekend. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
Cheers, boys.